All right, welcome to Gen X Rated Thursday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Good, good. Really like the new music.
I do too. And it went off without a hitch this time, which was nice.
It really did. Well done.
Thanks. Great job, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to hurry. I know it's late today. I appreciate you jumping on really quickly. You're going to lose your lighting, so I'm a little bit concerned.
Oh, no, I've got my light on.
Oh, super. Okay, excellent. Just reminded me of the old times of Gene when it just got darker.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Never great. So I just want to throw, to start with, there's a ton of misinformation about the SAVE Act, which I find to be extremely important. The SAVE Act, they say, hey, it's a no-brainer. Of course you show ID and make a big stink out of showing ID, which seems like, yeah, that makes sense. This is actually showing proof of citizenship. So it's a birth certificate or a passport, just to register to vote. I put up this statistic up here. Just in Minneapolis or Minnesota alone, 3 out of 13 million votes cast over a 10-year period in that state were found to be cast by non-citizens. And this is a recent study. It's a nothing.
It is a nothing. First of all, I think it's like is it a 2-year jail sentence if you're caught doing that?
Yeah.
If you're a non-citizen, you don't need that. You've got enough that you're dealing with. Why would you do that to vote in an election where your vote doesn't even, it's just, no, that's insane.
You just wouldn't. But there are some things in the bill that make it a problem. They'll limit online and mail registration will basically be gutted. Service members would have to come back overseas to prove their citizenship before they can vote. So you're really hammering on the military as well.
No, but we support the troops, the war fighters. I mean, that's ridiculous. You're basically stealing their votes while they're serving overseas.
If they're Democrats, probably.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this bill just stinks to high heaven, and it's just nothing but voter suppression.
Yeah, or a what, poll tax, essentially, right?
Essentially, yeah.
I mean, you'd have to go get a passport. That's $130, and you better get on that quickly. Certificate, $30. And again, we talked about this. It needs to be certified, of course. It really does hurt rural America. They're going to have to travel to get to a city to be able to do it if their credentials are legit. Low-income people obviously would be an issue. Service members, as we mentioned, and then the women that get married and change their use their husband's name. I mean, that's going to be the biggest problem for them. If you take your husband's name, that's 79% of women that get married do that. You're talking about 70 million married women that better have a passport or a legit birth certificate, or you're not voting.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. You're stealing the vote from women. You're stealing the vote from military people serving overseas.
You're screwing rural America.
Yeah, they are just so afraid. They know what the numbers look like.
Terrible.
And they're pulling out all the stops.
Now, I want to point out, just as a side note, in July of 2025, Trump laid off 1,300 people at the State Department whose only job is to make passports. Seeing any connection here?
Yeah.
You may need a passport on a rush. You can pay more. I think you can pay like $185 to have it rushed, but there's only so many people now doing it. It seems like a concerted effort to tamp down the vote, obviously.
Yeah, well, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it's probably a voter suppressing duck.
It would seem that way. And they seem like they're a little bit concerned the way things are going. Today, the market's lost $1 trillion. So I know Pam Bondi was giving everybody the finger, like the Dow's at 50,000. It's not anymore. The Epstein files are not going to go away just because your 401, as she said, is doing so great. Doesn't seem like a thing when you're not working. They had to come back and look at the job numbers. Part of this market issue is that they're lying about their numbers. We may not believe it here because of our media, but the rest of the world is understanding that this is not legit. 2024, Biden added 2.2 million jobs. That was 186,000 jobs a month. In 2025, we added 181,000. 15,000 jobs a month. They had to go back and reconfigure the numbers, and they had to knock off 900,000 jobs. It's a serious problem. It's the weakest job growth we've had since the early 2000s. Yeah, Trump's talking about how great everything is. These tax cuts alone that he passed in 2025 will add $64 trillion. We'll be at $64 trillion in 10 years for our debt. 4.7 of that's coming directly, 4.7 trillion directly from these tax cuts for the wealthy. Let's be honest.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you're just creating an oligarchy here, basically, and it makes no sense. I mean, you're busy slashing any and all environmental regulations, so you're trashing the environment for the next generations coming up. You're basically everyone who's not a multimillionaire or a billionaire. You're basically sentencing everybody to a life of servitude.
Well, look at Argentina. They just today approved a 12-hour workday. Amazing.
Yeah.
Hate the union.
Oh, you don't need a union.
Yeah. Why would
you just need to work harder, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
And I did have a friend of the show tell us there's a number that gauges wealth inequality. During the French Revolution, they told me it was at 8.5. Right now, the current number for us is 8.3.
Wow.
I know. And we've talked about this for 6-8 months. What happened with the let them eat cake? It wasn't super popular.
Not super popular, no.
Heads were going to roll.
Heads did roll.
And then, to your point about all this crime and circumstance, here's a picture of, they talk about, how soft the libs are and their participation awards, etc. This is Trump holding an award that he's getting from CEO of Peabody Energy, Jim Grech. He's the undisputed champion of beautiful, clean coal. I thought Coley was really impressive, but look at Trump. You just give him this and he's happy. FIFA gave him the Peace Prize. Tim Cook, or Tim Apple as he called him, gave him a glass plaque on top of a 24-karat gold base. You just got to give him some stuff and then you get some stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. He's very easily bought.
And then Smiley over here is also part of the issue. The Pentagon has been directed through an executive order to buy coal to generate electricity for the War Department. They're supposed to spend $175 million just to keep up these old coal plants. I mean, generally they last about 44 years. They're a bit dilapidated, but we're all in. Coal's back, baby.
It's unbelievable. We are just full steam ahead. I mean, we're already dangerously close to a tipping point of no return with the environment, but we're going to power through because why? Because why? Because we've elected a corrupt, demented, hateful tool that the oligarchs are using because the obscenely wealthy want to get even more obscenely wealthy. It just makes no sense.
Soon it'll be an unlivable planet. If you look at the foreign press, we're there. I know you talk about tipping point. We've been saying that for a year now. They don't care, and we're well beyond that. So it's not global warming, it's climate change, and we're seeing it every day, basically.
Yeah, every day.
And so they had a big press conference today. They carted out Lee Zeldin. He is definitely a clown. And Lee came out to give some, let's just put up Lee so you can see what a hell of a guy he is. First of all, Trump came out and blamed Obama's EPA for the fossil fuel threat to humanity, said that it was not based in fact, no real science. Then Trump continued to say that fossil fuels saved millions of lives. I don't really get the correlation, but
there is none. So, again, it's just a demented narcissist who just lies and spouts out whatever comes to his mind. I mean, there's no factual basis to any of that.
No.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Lee Zeldin then jumps up to the mic and wants to tell people, those stop starts on your car where you come to the stoplight, you press on your brake, and then your car shuts down. People hate that, he said, and we're getting rid of it. Okay, no more participation awards, he said, for companies trying to go green. We don't do that. Meanwhile, they're giving this guy a giant fake statue, which basically is a participation award. To me, I don't know. I thought that was a gas saver. I thought it stopped exhaust when you're sitting at a 2-minute light. It all seemed really good, but all green emission standards, they're going to terminate. That started in 2012. It just like, whoa, just pause for a minute. And this is to what we talk about. They just flood the zone with all this stuff that I'm outraged by this, I'm outraged by that, and the other. Where am I focusing? Because the bottom line is the Epstein files aren't going away.
They are not going away, and other countries are actually taking action.
Thank goodness, because the more you see, the more disturbing it is. Pam Bondi, who's the Department of Justice for all of us, seems to be working only for Trump. Her answers yesterday were offensive. The way she disrespects Congress. She speaks like a person that doesn't think that regime is leaving, that she can just say whatever she wants. She called people, losers and washed up.
Going off script.
Yeah. And then they finally saw that she had a notebook full of basically political narratives to push back at the Democrats. And a couple of them wanted to know, hey, tell me what you got on the list. I'd be interested to see how you're going to bash me. Okay, he's a loser and this guy's washed up. What do you got for me? Going off the flashcards. So she didn't really come in for the victim. She didn't really come in for justice. She came in to push back and kick this down the road. She said, what about Merrick Garland? We know he was a giant failure. What about Biden? What about Obama? This goes back to HW. This has been here for a long time. And I agree. This isn't a Republican Democrat thing. But the issue is we're here now. You have the evidence. You've seen it. What are you doing about it? It's in your lap. We all know now. I didn't know under H.W. Bush that this went down. Did we hear things about paper boys missing? Did we hear about pages in the White House, young boys? Sure, you heard some stuff. This is photographic, video evidence of so much injustice for these poor children.
It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific.
Every day somebody posts a new photo that I just can't digest, and it feels like you've been kicked in the stomach. It can barely breathe.
What kind of sick person commits those kinds of outrageous acts and takes photos of it?
Oh my God. Video.
Who does that? It's like a serial killer taking souvenirs.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I did want to chime in that we had talked about Lutnick. Lutnick took his whole family. I know they made light that, oh, you brought your own children.
Yeah,
That's
and left with them all.
But he did mention the nannies. And I think my point was that, oh, how many nannies do you need when you have 4 kids going on a family vacation? The nannies came via Epstein.
Oh, God.
It was in the files. It's redacted names, but we know. He said nanny. He gave the time frame. Now you can piece together whose name was redacted. Mr. Lutnick, in fact. And why not have 2 nannies when things are so great and fun? He needs to go, man.
Yeah, he does. They all do. Every stinking one of them.
And it's even weirder because they allow a certain amount of time for certain individuals to go in from Congress and look at the files. They're enormous, so it's really hard. But the Department of Justice is literally tracking the lawmakers' searches of the files, right? So they're showing you what you're looking at and tracking what you've opened. That doesn't seem like their business, for one. And why? What's the end game on that?
I wonder. I don't know.
Now, do you go back and redact it? Because now they're going to try and bring evidence forward. Hey, I saw this in the files. Oh, wait, it's not there anymore. I mean, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing these people would do would surprise me. First of all, they're desperate.
Yeah.
They know, they're running out of fingers to stick in the dike, figuratively speaking. I mean,
woo.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, here's your finger right here. This is the woman that took $25,000 from Trump to make his Trump University problem go away. This is the person that also was a lobby for private prisons. Those seem to be booming these days. She was also a lobby for Qatar, Amazon, Uber. Is there anything she doesn't have her finger in?
Oh, she's got her finger in a lot of pies, and she's just a morally bankrupt, horrible person.
And let's not forget, in 2020, she was also there with Giuliani at the Four Seasons lawn service announcement.
Yeah. Hold on, Rudy. I got to make a quick stop next door.
So I don't know how we're going to get justice with somebody like that that's just hiding everything that she's been a part of. I mean, she's been around for a while. She's a loyalist to Trump, and she's, again, supposed to be representing all of us, but that's just not happening.
That is not happening. She is not doing that. And yeah, people are outraged. I mean, even Lauren Boebert was outraged by what she saw.
She voted for the SAVE Act, though. And I just want to close on the SAVE Act with this. There are also other things that were put in there. Trump falsely claimed that no other country but us does mail-in voting. That is incorrect. You have 40 other countries, at least, that do it. I don't have the time to list them, but trust me, A to Z, yes, we were one of them.
Shay totally
Also,
agrees with
it
that.
requires the states to give their voter rolls to Homeland Security.
No, you don't get to do that. I mean, your vote is your vote. That's nobody's business. And that's,
Correct.
yeah.
So when they have it, then they can decide who the eligible voters are. They can toss, hey, this looks a little sus, Democrat, and kind of go from there. So it is mainly coming out of fear, it would seem. They know the numbers aren't good. If you look at the economy, if you look at the job numbers that we had talked about, not good at all. And it just gets worse when we're killing the environment on top of taking people's jobs away, making nothing affordable. I mean, of course, Trump says, oh, you don't hear about affordability anymore because we took care of that problem.
Yeah, you made it worse. Yeah, you've got that. You've got, ICE acting with no restraints at all, murdering people, locking people up, sending them off to these fucking camps where they're concentrated. I mean, there are so many, everywhere you turn, there's an outrage being done by this regime.
Well, and to that point, I saw the story about Shamus Colton. He was an Irishman that came here on a visa. He did stay over 90 days over his limit, but he married a woman here. He applied for a statutory exemption that would allow him to work. And then in September, he's at Home Depot. He's a plasterer, and he gets picked up off the streets at Home Depot by ICE. He's been in Texas since September. He could be deported at any day. Meanwhile, he has a wife as a U.S. citizen. He can't finish up the process that he applied for until he's released. If he's not released, he can't do it. And then he's speaking out about the conditions there. They're disturbing how people are living. And this was a fairly young, healthy gentleman. I think I have a picture of him. And, he's able to withstand this. Let me put him up there. I don't love his Patriot shirt, but he seems like a good guy. My point being that he's not elderly. He's not a child, but he's barely hanging on in the amount of time they put him in there. It's just, when did we start with the cruelty? Why is it okay? You're talking about a guy that's been there 5 months. Does he look like a jihadist? No, I just don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, does he have a criminal record? I don't think so. It's just ridiculous. What they're doing is just so inhuman, unconstitutional, illegal, un-American. I mean, it's an outrage.
It is outrageous. And I feel like they did him a major disservice, and that's still going on. I wanted to, because I know we're short on time, I just wanted to mention that the Gallup poll, which I'm sure you've heard of, it's been around for 88 years. It's no more. Trump didn't really like the last numbers that came out on his presidential approval. I think he's down to 29%. So he leaned on them. He doesn't care for that. They will still continue the Gallup poll when it comes to social series, quarterly business review, world polls, and U.S. and global research. But when it comes to the presidential approval, we're not doing that anymore. from threats from Trump, which seriously, what in the world?
Ugh, unbelievable.
So again, you can't handle the truth, I guess, because
Mhm. That is
29%. We're getting down to the punch drinkers, which is about 22%, and
oh,
that
I know.
should be an issue.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put up this. This is, I mean, it's just historic. 1930 to 1960. I mean, George Gallup in the scientific opinion poll. I mean,
Mhm.
we used to trust science. We used to trust people at their word. Um, these polls matter. I mean, you always want some kind of data moving forward, and they're just lying on all fronts.
Oh God, yeah. That's all they do is lie.
And see what sticks. And I guess flood it, flood it, flood it. These executive orders are just ridiculous. Tuesday, we did talk about Lucy Harrison, the poor woman from England whose father murdered her. This was back before Trump was inaugurated the second time, and we had talked about this. But I didn't realize that the father was never charged. Of course, this is Texas, and they said they didn't have enough evidence.
What?
Yeah, I guess he claimed he know it was loaded, so no charges went down. But the coroner court, which is a thing, ruled that there was gross negligence and called it manslaughter. He knew what he was doing, whether he thought the gun was empty or not. It seems a little easy to just say, "Hey, I didn't know." One shot to the chest killed her. Turns out, you know, he was a recovering alcoholic. Um, that day, he had 17 ounces of white wine, wasn't quite in his right mind. He got really emotional when she was leaving, and that's when he led her to the downstairs bedroom and killed her, essentially. So, with people talking about it and more evidence coming out, I think he will see some court time because why not?
Why not? I mean, you can't do that. You can't shoot anybody, much less your daughter, point blank in
Correct.
cold blood and get away with it.
And her boyfriend was there. I mean, a lot of this information is coming, you know, from what he witnessed. So it's not a he said, she said. There was family in the house, and the bottom line is she's no more, and there should be somebody held responsible for it, and it's clearly him.
Yeah, he should be locked up for the rest of his miserable life.
I hope so too. Um, let's see. I mean, we could talk briefly about El Paso. They shut down the airspace. Why did they shut down the airspace?
Because somebody wanted to play with their laser. What are you
Exactly.
doing?
I don't
What
know.
are you doing? I worked with a guy who had a cousin who lived in the hills of Arkansas, and he had somehow gotten hold of one of these lasers, and he was pointing them at planes, and the FBI came and took it away from him. I mean, you can't do that. You can bring down a plane with those things.
Yeah.
Those are serious business.
Well, this was a high-powered laser. It can blind pilots. It can destroy aircraft. That's obviously what they wanted to try it out for. Hegseth got the bright idea to loan it to Kristi Noem and Homeland Security.
Jesus.
They thought there was a cartel drone with fentanyl in it. Turned out it was actually a party balloon, but who could tell? So they shut it down, but they didn't tell anybody. So they wanted to test this anti-drone technology that they have. Hegseth was super excited. Again, it went through Kristi Noem, but nobody consulted with the FAA. So that's why they had to shut down the airspace. They didn't coordinate it with anyone, not the city, not the airport, not the hospitals, not community leadership, not even the FAA. Again.
These are the most incompetent. I mean, you literally could pick a more incompetent bunch of boobs.
They had 3 hour notice when the tower was talking to the pilots and stuff. It was more or less just disbelief. El Paso has 700,000 residents. You have about 3.5 million people travel through that airport. So it's not like you're out in the sticks. And this covered into New Mexico and Mexico, obviously. And again, for what? This is cosplay. This is you just messing around with nonsense. Like, whoa, we got this new laser. Let's see. Oh, let's tie in some fentanyl and the Mexican, you know, drug cartel.
Who's shipping? How much fentanyl could a drone hold? Really? Really? You're just going to ship a little 2-ounce container of. None of this makes any sense. It's just ludicrous. Again, no offense to Ludo, but this is just the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So again, like all of a sudden you wake up and they're like, "Hey, we're shutting down this airspace for 10 days." Within a few hours, it turns out that it's all nonsense, and they're not shutting it down anymore because, oh, sorry, a balloon got away from that 40th birthday party.
The balloon has been neutralized. Everybody's safe.
Everybody's safe, even the fentanyl that really wasn't even a thing.
No, the only victim was the balloon.
Yeah, and I feel bad for old Balloony.
I know, balloonatic.
But these guys just aren't serious, and
They're not serious people. They
have
are
their
not.
own weird agenda to getting things done, which I find extremely disturbing. And again, they're trying to hide from these files. You bring Netanyahu in. That Israel joined the whatever that peace farce is, along with Russia and probably North Korea.
The Trump peace grift.
They don't have to pay, though. They don't have to pay their $1 billion to get in because, I don't know. What do they have something on Trump? Why would he make the Israelis pay? That seems
I can't imagine if Epstein was a Mossad operative. Gee, I don't know. I don't see what that connection might be.
Horrific. And again, we're not going to touch on what's in the files, but I'm just saying every day more drips out that is just disgusting, disturbing, illegal, and just immoral across the board. And you can say AI, oh, this is fake. This is fake. You can't fake a lot of this stuff, and it's just grotesque.
It is beyond grotesque. It's just a horror show.
I mean, even the victims felt like she unredacted their names on purpose.
Of course she did. And she wouldn't even turn and acknowledge them.
I know. So she gave a great opening statement about them.
She's a horrible person.
She is pretty awful and extremely terrible. She's bad at her job. And, she's at the top of our justice system. So it's something we need to fix. You can't be taken to the Supreme Court because they're in the files. Okay. Kavanaugh's not there because he's a great guy. And it does make you wonder when Justice Kennedy resigned and then had that moment with Trump where he like paused in the hallway and looked shocked. Like, what did he say? It does make you wonder.
It makes you wonder. All right. There's no doubt.
So again, it's just rough stuff, but I know we didn't have a lot of time, but I just felt like there's so much misinformation on the SAVE Act. Just like, oh, you'd be a fool not to do it. Why wouldn't you want to show ID? You got to show ID. No, this is about showing citizenship, not an ID. They're not even trusting the military ID. Give me a break.
They're stealing your vote.
Correct.
They are stealing your vote. And, again, call your senators, write a letter to the editor of your paper, make some noise.
Sure.
This can't be allowed to stand.
Now, especially on the SAVE Act, because they're trying to push it through. We have Eric Schmidt here, who's hell bent on, common sense and why wouldn't you? And, everybody's insane except for him, even though I think we know who's truly insane. Josh Hawley, we'll see. Markowski said she's a no. They need to get to 60, but if they explode the filibuster, then they can do it with 50 plus JD Vance because he'll be 51. You can't make this kind of change in the voting system. It would screw up the Secretary of States of all states as well. You just can't do this at this time of the game unless you were to have a supermajority. Give me a break. You demanded it for marijuana in Florida. I mean, they got like 57% of the vote to make it recreational use okay, but it had to be a supermajority. I'm sorry. Weed is more important than my vote. Give me a break, man.
Yeah, it's horrific. It really is. It's democracy is dying. It's not dying. It's being fucking gutted in broad daylight right in front of us. I mean, they went and stole the ballot boxes from Georgia.
Yeah.
All of this illegal, unconstitutional, undemocratic. It's a fucking shit show.
It's a shit show. So I really don't want to go on because we're up against it, but I do want to add one happy ending.
Oh, good.
So Alzheimer's kind of a big deal. Call it what you want, dementia. I guess Alzheimer's a part of dementia.
It's a form of dementia. Yeah.
So Alzheimer's is a condition that will triple to more than 150 million people globally by 2050. So you're talking about less than 25 years, you're going to have 150 million people. We've seen it firsthand. I know a lot of people have experienced aging adults, parents, grandparents. It's pretty horrific. It can go a couple of different ways, but it's really hard to see a loved one that's not really cognitive up there or able to engage. It's awful. Not only are we stripping research for things like that because, mRNA, we have companies coming up with stuff. We're just not interested. We're not
interested. It's not for us.
I mean, RFK Jr. said today that he's not afraid of germs. He snorted coke off a toilet seat.
I wouldn't be bragging about that.
Well, he was. Makes him cool guy, and he's not afraid of germs. Okay, maybe you're the snowflake, Billy.
Yeah, because God knows what kind of stuff is lurking on a toilet seat, and I'm sure you want that right up in your nasal membranes. Yeah, it would explain a lot, though. It really would.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah.
So what I did find on my happy ending, having to deal with cognitive health, is that reading and writing can lower your dementia risk by 40%. So cognitive health in later life is strongly influenced by lifelong exposure to intellectually stimulating environment. Let's just think about public libraries, which apparently are passe, but I know several people that love the library. I know we've talked about the one in Nashville, Dolly Parton donated money to $100 million. Amazing library.
Libraries are great.
You have a lot of underserved youth that can use computers there. You can take out, music from there. You can check out movies, books. It's a nice place to engage.
It is. Support your local library.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other part of that is that we don't do enough for early education. There's a lot of programs out there that are designed to spark, a lifelong love of learning. Or you can be an influencer.
You want to be an influencer. That's your ticket to the high life, buddy.
I mean, it's just crazy is all I'm saying. We don't, we used to have people that were driven to like, let's get to the moon. Oh, let's, solve measles, so to speak. Oh, eradicated in 2000. We're back. It would go a long way just as a society to keep people engaged, to keep people learning, to keep people aspiring to be better, as opposed to watching everybody else's great time on social media, wondering why I'm not having such a great time, and then thinking there's something wrong with you. There isn't.
Yeah, no.
So I thought that was pretty good news. If you could cut it by 40%, the risk, I think that's fantastic. And
that would be great.
So again, to your point, let's support local libraries. Let's give kids initiatives to want to learn and to figure out some of the crises that we're going to be facing, whether it's climate change or, our air quality, our water quality. I mean, my goodness.
I mean, you're trying to, fix these challenges while, somebody keeps jamming on the emergency brake. Like we're trying to move forward. You got your foot on the brake, you're hitting the emergency brake, you're thrown into reverse. I mean, these people are so anti-progress in anything except when it comes to making more money for themselves.
Well, they got it good and they want to keep it good.
Well, these things don't generally end well, so we shall see.
We will see. Again, I know you have to go, as do I, but I appreciate you jumping on just to kind of share some of this stuff. We talked about it Tuesday. This bill's being pushed through. The Epstein files aren't going anywhere. Our environment, we're stripping and smiling about it. And I just thought it was kind of important to put that stuff out there today. So,
and again, we're being led by a madman.
Yeah, he's out of his mind. There's no doubt. Cognitive testing means that you probably have a problem and they're gauging how fast you're disintegrating. Okay. It's not an award. You're not the champion of dementia tests. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Apple book coat. Give me a break.
No.
I'm killing it. Look at me. I'm super smart. I should be president.
I'm smart. I can do stuff.
That's right, Fredo. Well, Billy, I'll let you go. But again, I appreciate your time and we'll catch up later tonight if you're available.
Sounds good, buddy. Nice job.
All right, you as well. And again, I appreciate your time as always.
Anytime. Always good to get together.
All right. Well, I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.